Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel, Do Ministry Gaming, and in this video, I just want to remind everybody, and really to remind myself, that if we're all feeling a little poor this league right now, that we might actually be sitting on a little more currency than we think we actually are. And this is due to a lot of the alternative currencies and sort of smaller minor items that we all pick up along the way, but then we just kind of hoard and forget about. And so in this video, I want to walk everybody through some of the things that might have some value, that if you just sat down for maybe half an hour, even 15 minutes in your hideout and actually put them for sale, that you might actually end up with a lot more currency than you think you have. So what I'll do is I'll just walk through sort of each of the stash tabs in my stash and kind of talk through some of the items within each of the stash tabs. And I'll also have timestamps in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, I will start with the currency stash tab here. So the first thing I want to mention in the currency stash tab is, I guess, or in general, is that most items out there are trading on either exalted orbs or chaos orbs, right? And so, it's easy for us to think about these two currencies a lot and really just hone in on focus on them, when in reality we actually have a lot more value in the alternative currencies that we might not actually think a lot about. So I'm just going to walk through these tabs, and I guess the name of the game really ultimately is, sell everything that you don't use or you don't think you're going to use, convert them all to chaos and exalted orbs, because those are the currencies that actually trade for items and what have you, right? And so anything that you don't actually use is just sitting there dead. It's zero value until you actually trade them and use them. And so that's what I would recommend as a general rule of thumb throughout this entire video. And we can talk about a lot of the things that we actually all probably sit on. So if I just go through this currency tab here first, first and foremost, rogue markers. If these are items that we collect along the way. We don't think there's a lot of value to these, and especially if if we don't do a lot of heist. I don't do it at all, and so I just come across these along the way. I pick them up. I don't even know why. But every time I hit a smuggler's cache, a few hundred drop in, so I pick it up. And before I knew it, I have 20,000 of these sitting here. And as it turns out, rogue markers, you can sell them at today's prices at about 400 per chaos. And so if I take 20,000 divided by 400, let me just quickly do the math on that. I'm already at 50 chaos of rogue markers just sitting there. And this is, again, stuff I don't even actively pick up. I just happen to just click on these every now and then, and I've saved up 20,000 rogue markers. And so if you're also a person who doesn't heist a lot, you're probably in a similar situation, and you can very quickly realize the value of these, because the people who do heist will gobble these up pretty quickly. And like I say, at 400 per chaos, I'm already at 50 chaos sitting right there. And then another one that I find that a lot of people might sit on a lot are sextants as well as chisels. Now, I am a large user of sextants and chisels, so I am actually a net buyer of these. I oftentimes run out and I have to buy them. But on the flip side, for people who don't use these, that is a prime market to sell them in, right? And so awakened sextants actually sell for 2 chaos each right now. Prime sextants sell for 1 chaos each. And so maybe even if you're someone who just uses simple sextants, you might have a few of these banked up, 10, 20, that you could sell for 20, 40 chaos already. And anytime you sell anything in bulk too, you can sell for more than that as well. And then there's chisels. Chisels are selling for 2.5 to 1 chaos. So if you have 100 of these sitting around, you're looking at 25 chaos right there, right? Or did the math wrong? 40 chaos right there. And so there's some value there as well. And then we can just kind of talk through a lot of these other currencies. Ancient orbs is a big one. Before you know it, you're probably sitting on 3 or 4 of these, and ancient orbs are selling for 18, 19 chaos per. So even if you have 2 of these, there's another 40 chaos. Orb of Unmakings, a lot of people don't use those. 14, 15 chaos per. Regret orbs, you're talking about 2 to 2.5 per chaos right now. And so 310 per exalt. And so, you might have 100, 200 of these because you're not an active user of regret orbs because you're not respecking. But some of the more obvious ones, of course, are fusings right now are huge to sell in the first 2 weeks of the league. If you're not a person who six links things or uses these actively, I would highly recommend selling them before the end of week 2. I do have a sort of a video a long time ago about 5 tips for currency league starts that you could check out on my channel if you'd like. But I charted out fusing prices for the past 10 leagues or something like that, and without fail, fusing prices will tank after 2 weeks, and that is a very logical thing because in the first 2 weeks everybody is trying to six link their gear, but then after that six links are abundant and you don't really need them anymore. And so if you have these, I would highly recommend selling them before the end of week 2 if you don't use them. Similarly, jeweler orbs, if you don't know, you can go to Act 4 vendor and trade jeweler orbs to fusing orbs 4-to-1. Or you can just sell them as jeweler orbs at the same ratio as fusing orbs. But you're probably going to be sitting on a ton of these as well, especially if you've been picking up all of your 6-socket armors and vendoring them for 7 jeweler orbs each. You're going to have a ton of these. And again, if you're not using them for 6 links, you should get rid of them. Alterations, another thing that oftentimes you probably have a lot of if you're not an active user of. I'm sitting on 1,000. I actually use these and I do buy them. And so, but anyway, you might have a 500, 1,000 of these sitting there as well. If you're not using them, convert them all to Chaos and Exalted Orbs. These are going for 3-to-1 Chaos right now. So the ratio is quite good right now. And alterations are quite valuable to people who actually use them. And so, a lot of these, just the key is don't let them sit there and build up and build up. Divine orbs are selling 15C each right now. So if you're sitting on 4 of these, you're at 60 chaos right there. And divine orbs are actually something that a lot of people don't use early in the league. And so get rid of them and convert them into that cold hard cash that you can use. Even Orb of Horizons and Harbinger Orbs. Now, I'm a big proponent of using these myself, especially if you don't have your Atlas completed yet. It's a great way to get maps that you haven't completed by converting the ones you have completed. But Orb of Horizons, these are going for 1 chaos each. So if I've got 22 here, I've got 22 chaos sitting right here. Harbinger Orbs, 5C per Harbinger orb right there. So that's another 10C right there. So, if I converted all of my alternative currencies, we're talking hundreds of Exile or hundreds of Chaos orbs, not Exiles, excuse me, Chaos orbs that I can realize, even Regal orbs, 1C each. I'm not going to use 62 of them right now. I eventually will once I start crafting some things. But, if you don't do that, then what do you need 62 Regal orbs for, right? Blessed orbs. These are going for 3-to-1 chaos. So I've got 20 chaos sitting right here in blessed orbs. And how many blessed orbs can I use? And so, take a few minutes and anything that you're not using actively, just take all of those and, and start to sell them. A lot of these are actually selling for quite a bit early in the league because some people do actually use these orbs. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is this Fragment stash tab. Okay, Fragment tab. They've broken the tab up into 3 sort of separate sub-tabs now: General, Breach, and Scarabs. So why don't we start here? Scarabs. This is another thing that you might be sitting on a bunch of. Maybe your Scarab tab looks similar to mine. It's kind of populated, but you don't really use these, and you don't have a ton of these. But these are selling like crazy right now. If you haven't been keeping up with that, a lot of these gilded Scarabs even. So Gilded Legion, we're talking 23 chaos for this one Gilded Legion Scarab, right? So I should probably sell that. Gilded Selphite Scarabs, 10C a piece. There's 20C right there. Gilded Torment, 2C. Even Rusted Legion. Rusted Legion are selling 9C a piece right there. Breaches are really popular. Gilded Breach, 15 chaos. Even Rusted Breach, you're talking 2 chaos per. What else is there? Gilded Ambush, 6 chaos each. And so, look through these as well. A lot of these, you'll be surprised, are selling for more than you think. Let's see. Bestiary, polished Bestiary Scarab, 3C each. that's 12C right there. Even the rusted ones are 2C, you know, probably even Metamorph probably sells 2C each for rusted. Ambush, I already did. Blight, oh, Blight Scarabs are crazy. Rusted Blight Scarab, 13 chaos each, so 26 chaos there. Gilded Blight, 18 chaos. And so almost all Scarabs actually sell, even though you might not think so. Cartography Scarabs, 3C for rusted. Gilded is 8C a piece. And so there's a ton of value here. And if I did this earlier today, but if I actually took look at this sort of unassuming tab here, just the Scarab portion, I've got 308 chaos worth of Scarabs sitting right here. And your Scarab tab might actually look quite similar to mine. I don't particularly farm these in particular. I don't have any strategies for them. I'll just pick up whatever ones that I get. And I've got 300 chaos worth of Scarabs right here. Now, same thing goes for breaches. You know, you're picking up splinters along the way. These are actually selling like crazy as well. This Natal Breachstone is selling for 90 chaos right now. Okay, if you end up with the Chayula, that's 150. And then all three of these, Zoftals and Esh, these are selling around 20 to 30 chaos a piece right now. So, you know, even here, I've got 100 and something, and then all these splinters sell as well, just, you know, just by the ratio of whatever they are to the Breachstone. And so there's a ton of value here as well. If you're sitting on Ulnatal Breachstone and you didn't realize it, and you're not going to plan to run it anytime soon, sell it, 90 chaos, just for this thing right here. And then, of course, there's sort of the general fragments. I mean, these are, you're probably more familiar with these and actively trading these, like Elder fragments and Shaper fragments and Uber Elder fragments. I imagine if you picked one of these up, you're selling these right away. You know, these are like 18, 20 chaos a piece. If you're looking at these, 26 chaos for this Elder fragment here. Uber Elder fragments can be expensive as well. And then, of course, the timeless splinters, if you ever get those emblems, very similar to Breach, they are worth a bunch as well. Even crescent splinters, if you're picking these up, 7 chaos each per splinter, which means 70 chaos for a Maven's Writ. If you're just doing, you know, the 10 boss fights and you're picking up a splinter here or there, you know, I'm sitting on 50 chaos worth of splinters right here. And so this tab, probably the way it looks right now, probably has another 150 to 200 chaos worth of value here. And I didn't do the exact value of this particular sub tab, but I did do the entire value of my whole fragment tab. So what you see here, plus this, all three of these sub tabs, works out to 875 chaos worth of value. Can you believe that? It doesn't look that crazy. You know, it looks kind of unassuming, and maybe yours looks the same as well, but I've got 875 chaos just sitting in this fragment stash tab alone. All right, so next onto essences. Essences are selling like crazy too, everybody. And your essence tab might look like this also. You're picking up these up here and there. You know, you do a couple essence encounters in the maps. You're picking up a couple screamings, shriekings, but these are selling for a ton as well. Everything you see, this tab right here that you see, 470 chaos, okay? So in particular, a lot of these Shrieking of Greed, you're talking 4C each, there's 16C right there. Deafening of Greed, 9C a piece, there's 45 chaos right there. Deafening of Contempt, 14C a piece right there. You know, Deafening of Woe, 6C a piece. Any of these, really. Essence of Fear, 4C a piece. Torment, 2C. Let's see here. Sorrow, 8C a piece. You know, even the Shrieking Sorrow is 2C a piece. Essence of Doubt, 2C. You know, Spite. Here's another 8C. Excuse me. Deafening Essence of Spite, 8C a piece. You know, there's another 4850 chaos right there that I'm sitting on. So, these are kind of crazy. If you're not farming essences, Remnant of Corruptions are selling as well, 4C a piece. I was actually buying these for a lot more a couple days ago even. But essences are a lot, and there are a lot of people actually farming essences. And if you're curious, I have done it a little bit myself. It's not bad, but where you want to go is Haywark Hamlet. You're picking up Control Corruption, and it's in particular amplified here. Essences found in area are a higher tier. You can go to the map device, and you can actually roll for 2C essence now, 2 additional essences. Okay, so for 2C, you're getting 2 additional essences, and they're also a tier higher. you get any of these Shrieking Essences, you're almost already break even on the 2C, okay? I guarantee you running the 2C Essence map mod in Haywark Hamlet is going to be a net positive experience. You just have to spend the time to actually go and sell these Essences and upgrade them and what have you. But, you know, spend a little bit of time on this tab. You probably have maybe a few hundred chaos yourself worth of Essences sitting there. All right, so next, you know what? Next, we're gonna go to Metamorph because this one gets me a lot as well. Is these catalysts? You're fighting a Metamorph here or there in the map encounters, and before you know it, you've got an unassuming, you know, catalyst tab that looks like this. But lo and behold, these are selling for a ton. These fertile catalysts selling for 10C a piece. I only have 4, but that's 40 chaos right there. What are these? Even these temperings going for 5 chaos a piece. There's 15. What's this? Turbulent 2C a piece. Imbued 1. Okay. Intrinsic, that wasn't worth a lot. Intrinsic 1C a piece. Nauseous 1 to 1.6. 1C. Prismatic, 9C, so prismatic, 9C right there. I guess this makes sense. The resist and the life ones are going for 9, 10C a piece, right? So I've got, you know, another 100 chaos sitting right here if I actually went and sold all of these. Next is Blight. The key ones are the Blighted maps. You might have 1 or 2. I sold a tier 14 Blighted map earlier today for 20 chaos and I got spammed. I probably sold it for too cheap, but I just decided to sell it anyway. So any even red tier, any type of Blight map, lots of people are farming Blight right now. So any of those maps are going for, you know, a ton, 10 plus, 20 plus chaos even. Oils, let's see how those are going. This opalescent here, 9C. Let's see, the teal is, I guess they changed the lucky roll on the teal. But violets 2C, so some oils too. Those are sort of the more obvious ones, and Blight maps as well. But next, if we go to the Delirium tab, you know, you're doing a Delirium mirror encounter here or there in your mapping, and you're picking up a few splinters. Splinters right now selling for 1.3 to 1 chaos, which means my 75 right here that I've just picked up along the way is about 58 chaos just sitting right here. So I can literally just take the stack and sell it for 60 chaos or something, and I'll have that. You know, I don't even have any delirium orbs yet, but I understand that these are selling for crazy as well if you have any of those. And then finally, fossils as well. Guys, I'm not a delver. I haven't touched delve this league at all, but I ended up with a bunch of fossils. I don't even know from where. I think like rituals and elsewhere and what have you. And so somehow I ended up with this tab worth of fossils. And this tab here is actually 121 chaos worth of fossils, right? And I don't even do any type of delving. And so maybe yours looks like this as well. And so if you just spend a few minutes and sell all of these, there's another 100 chaos. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I just wanted to remind everybody, because I know this league, a lot of people have been struggling to farm currency, myself included. And so we're sitting on a little bit more than we think we are. And, you know, if we can just spend a little bit of time and sort that out, I think we can all, you know, upgrade our gear a little bit and improve our characters. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the video, and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please like and subscribe. I also stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Times are in the description below. Come and check it out. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.